Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm just want to share something that I've experienced over the weekend as some kind of positive news slash hopefully try to help people if they're facing similar issues. I've recorded it in the wrong way round, so yeah, this will be the start of the thing, and then you'll be going in. I'll be talking about my personal experiences over the past weekend and my previous experiences with court and kids and all the rest of it. So if you do like this sort of content, then please give us a like and subscribe. Otherwise, this will be in the video. Usually, when I've had to talk about something, it's usually in quite a negative part of my day or part of my experience over the weekend or something. But I'm worried that this channel is going to be a bit depressing. So I also want to share something good that happened over the weekend, and hopefully it might help somebody, give them something to aim for, or I don't know, maybe just give someone a smile on their face. At the end of the day, it made me smile, so I'm hoping it would make somebody else smile. Um, so uh, if you watched my last video, you'd know that I was due to see my kids on Saturday. So I drove up to Hull and I went to the Deep, which is the aquarium, and it was really good fun. My kids really enjoyed it. It was the first time I was able to see my kids outside a contact center in like 3 years. So it was very good progress, especially considering the situation I've been in. Obviously, I had to be under supervision still from our previous childminder, but she was obviously quite nice still. Didn't make it awkward at all, and she knows how difficult it can be having parents not get along and have to go through contact centers. So she was quite supportive. But yeah, it was really good fun. My children, they really enjoyed it. I've got two boys. So as much as really I'm going to share about them because I don't really feel comfortable putting that sort of stuff on social media. But they really had a good time. There was one slight hiccup, whereas there's like a ladder where you go up and you can kind of see like it's like a clear like glass dome you can put your head up into, and you can see like into the tanks. At first, both my sons they wanted to try it out, but as soon as we got halfway up the ladder, they started freaking out. So apart from that, they had a really good time. My sons really enjoyed it and managed to spend some really good quality time. And it was a lot better to actually spend the money that I was having to spend to pay for the contact center for 2 hours, which the one in Lincoln was just £95 an hour, and I was having to pay that out of my money I get each month. So this time I was able to book the tickets for me, my two children, and the childminder for like £84, and I was able to actually spend almost like 120 quid on them inside the contact center and inside the aquarium. So I bought my youngest son, a big teddy shark and like a smaller toy shark, and my other son a seahorse and some other stuff. And it was really good. Gave me the motivation to keep going and to keep up the progress. So hopefully, the more I got another 2 sessions at 3 hours, and then it goes up to 5 hours. So I'll be able to actually do a lot more. And my mum is going to be the supervising person instead of our old childminder. So at least my kids are going to be able to have some quality time with my mum as well. And hopefully the kids really enjoy it, so then I can start having them overnight for the weekends, as my kids have now moved up to Scotland again. So obviously me being based in Milton Keynes, which is quite a distance, thankfully I've got it on the court documents that my ex-wife has to travel down to Hull, so that I don't have to do all the travelling like I'd have to do before to go and see them. So it's really positive steps. And anybody that's going through similar issues with courts and trying to see their kids, my message to them is don't give up. Keep your head down, keep focusing. I know it's hard. I've been there, trust me, I really have. There was times where I just wanted to give up. I felt like, especially with Cafcass, they never feel like they're on your side. regardless of what they say or do. It always feels like you're walking into a trap every time you talk to them. But just keep doing what you're doing and keep proving that you're willing to be there. Like the most important thing I found from my experiences in going to court is that so the judge can see that you're consistent. Right? Children need stability. So if you're showing them that you're turning up every time they expected you to be there, you're doing everything that they're asking you to do, then your time will come. There was a very long time where I felt like I was never going to get to this stage, and I was never going to be able to actually spend some quality time with my kids. Sorry, it's starting to choke me up a little bit. Um, but there is a route. Um, Unfortunately, it's not. We don't have a divine right to see our kids. It's the kids' right to see us. So as long as you can prove to your kids that you're going to be there and you're stable and you're at least if you're not stable for, I don't know, 20 days out of the month, but for those 10 days around when you're seeing your children, that you're stable and you've got that in your mind that you can do what you need to do, then it honestly, it really does go a long way. Like I said, I was not in a good place when I lost my kids. It really took it out of me, and I never thought I'd be able to even be in this situation. So just I don't know, a heads up or a guiding experience from someone who's been through it. And I represented myself. I didn't have any solicitors, so I did the whole process myself, talking to her solicitors and talking to the courts and all the rest of it. And it was very emotionally taxing. Like I always felt like I was saying the wrong thing, putting my foot in my mouth. But as long as the judge can see that you're willing and you're trying and you're doing everything you can to try and be there and see your kids, then it will happen. Obviously, if there's stuff you have to work on for yourself, then just get it done. There's nothing more important than being in your kids' lives. At least from my personal opinion, I'm not an authority on the matter, but for me, my kids are everything. So, yeah, I just wanted to, I don't know, share my experience with that. I can't talk about too much about the case because, especially when it was going on, I wasn't allowed to share any information about it whatsoever. But the case has now ended, and we have like it in court document, so it's all in black and white now. So I know where I stand, and I know what I need to do to progress going forward. Um, Even if that's seeing your kids in a contact center or talking to them over the phone, like you got to start somewhere. I mean, I've shared some experiences with people in the past, and some people are just way too proud to even go to the contact center or don't want to do it. And if the judge sees that, and the judge sees that you're, at least in my opinion, like again, I'm not saying this is fact, but from my opinion, if it shows that you can't put yourself aside for the sake of your kids, which in the long term, when stuff actually turns up in your life or your kids need your help or something, if you can't put yourself away and focus on your kids, then it's going to have an impact on you seeing your children. So keep your heads up, stay focused, buckle down what you need to do, and I promise you will get a chance. You have to do what they want. You have to jump through all the hoops, and you'll get there one day. But if you ever need to talk, or you want to discuss it, or if you have any questions, like I said, I've been through it all myself. I had my mum there to give me some emotional support sometimes, as I do tend to ramble on, as you guys have probably realised already. If you see my content, or if you're new, feel free to like and subscribe. I do share my own personal experiences and I do a bit of woodworking therapy. So if that's the type of thing you're into, then please like and subscribe, because there's going to be a lot of content coming forward. I do have some big plans for this channel. I'm not really looking to do the whole massive creative thing, but at the same time, I want to share my personal experiences and my journey through woodworking to achieve my goals, and hopefully it might inspire somebody else to do the same or similar steps for themselves. So enough of me rambling on. Obviously, I just wanted to share something good. So far, or at least what I've done so far, is we've gone from pallets right down to surface tops. So I've got one half here. This is the half I haven't done anything to other than sand down plain on the sideboards or the side faces and glued it together. So this glue job was a lot better than the last, as it probably helped the fact that I didn't have any bowing wood in the middle. But this seems like a little bit more of a flatter surface to work with, so I shouldn't have to do too much planing. However, on the first glue up job we did, on the last video, I was struggling to get the face level. So this is the face of, yeah, so this is the face I was working on recently. But if you see here, I've got some few gaps where I don't really want to take down the table too much, because I knew I was going to have to do a fair amount on the other side, which I have done. So I didn't want to go straight up down to these red strips where the grooves are. So my plan is to fill this side in with epoxy. And I haven't decided whether this is going to be the tabletop or this side is going to be the tabletop in terms of like which face is going to be on top of the workbench. But because this wasn't exactly level on the other side, so on here you can see what I've done already. This is all flat. It was curling outwards, right? So I don't know whether that was my inexperience in gluing them down, or whether that was just the bows of the wood making it hard for the wood to actually become level. What we did do is make getting this side flat and level a lot harder, because there was always something off level. Like it was either too much on this side or too much on this side. So what I've done is I've kind of made this flat, or as flat as possible, and it's majority level. Obviously I don't have any electric tools that I'm using. I'm only using hand tools and sandpaper. So it's quite a big job, and it's quite a difficult job, especially since it's my first ever time doing it. But on this side, I've now managed to take it down to the thickness at least I want, or trying to achieve. This side is predominantly flat. However, on this side, on the opposite facing of the wood, so as you can see, that's the chunkier side on that side, and you can see on this side where I've been planing it. So my aim is to measure how much more is on this side, and then measure how thick this side is, and try and get this side as flat as possible all along the board. So that's what we're going to be doing today in this video. What I will try and do is I am working on my editing skills, but the trouble is with the laptop I'm using and the software I'm using, Cafcass, every time I put a video into it, it takes a long time to not only edit, but then produce the video to then upload to YouTube. So although some of my videos might not be the greatest quality or sound, or sometimes the frames jumping at the bottom, I've tried to try and keep it as natural as possible. I don't really want to do too many fast forwarding and skipping of what I'm actually doing. I will make a video from start to finish from where I first started on YouTube to eventually the after bits of the bench, and I will speed up the footage and do some talking alongside it and stuff, but that will be a full video of obviously from start to finish. But in the meantime, is talking and keeping it as like full content as possible, as if I was live streaming, has really helped with my mental health, mainly because I can talk to you guys as well as doing my woodworking, so I'm doing two things at once, which helps keep my mind distracted from constantly procrastinating and it going like a million miles per hour. So if this content is not for you, then thank you for turning up. You probably won't even got to this far in the video, but if you have, I really appreciate it. I do have some big plans for this channel, and I do have some big plans going forward. At the moment, I've got to start with building a workbench so I can work off that to start making stuff. I am going to be moving location soon, as my uncle is getting rehoused, so he's given me permission to build a shed in his garden. So I will be uploading a shed build, so I'll be building that from pretty much scrap. I won't be buying one. The whole idea of this video is to do things by myself and learn by myself. So I'll watch a few tutorial videos on YouTube and then I'll give it a go. So it could be one epic massive failure, or it could be quite enjoyable experience. So once he gets moved, then probably in a couple of weeks, hopefully I'll get the bench top finished by then, at least. I need to try and figure out what I'm going to do with the legs, as I want to try and make it mobile. As you probably know from my video or my channel description, I am currently homeless. I'm sofa surfing, and if not, I'm sleeping in my car, which I've got a small Golf, so my car is not very big. I'm 6'2", so I have to lay diagonally across my car if I want to be comfortable. And I've got like a gap between my boot where it goes down and when my seats go down. So it's not exactly level, so I have to stuff it with loads of pillows. And honestly, with my fibromyalgia and my osteoarthritis, my back is excruciating. So I really can't afford to spend too many nights in my car. So it means I'm having to rely on friends and family. And with my social anxiety, it's really difficult, because I get a real bad anxiety, even though they know know what I'm like, and then they said it's fine. I can go down and make myself something to eat, or I can use their facilities. I still feel really anxious every time I'm doing it, and it's very exhausting. Um, and with the way I wake up in the mornings, it's very difficult. So my plan is to build a stealth camper, or to buy a van, turn it into a stealth camper, so that I have somewhere of my own. So I want to be able to make this bench portable, so I can detach the legs and attach them again. But I don't want to use nuts and bolts and screws and stuff. So I want to make it with just join zone only. So I need to learn how to at least come up with a concept of how to do it, so that the legs are still stable, but I can still detach them and collapse them down when necessary. Because I want to be able to do this stuff out in the open. I want to be able to just pull over somewhere nice with a nice day and record some carpentry videos in the open air. So that's my main aim for the moment. Hopefully, eventually, when I've saved up enough money, I'll be able to buy a small holding, and hopefully be able to turn it into a farm. So again, this is all what I'm working towards. I know it's not going to be done in a year. Hopefully I'll be in a van by the end of this year, in time for winter, because I don't think I can do another winter in my car. And I'm really struggling staying at other people's places, because it feels like it's been forever now, and I can't keep doing it. It's so physically taxing on me, even just being in somebody else's house. Even being here in my girlfriend's mom's garage, it feels like I'm constantly stressing about if I'm making too much of a mess, if I'm making too much noise. Thankfully, she's not really charging me any rent for it. I'll give her like £5 a week for electric, and that's it. But yeah, it just feels like I'm always being a burden on somebody. So I just need to get on my own feet, as long as that's going to take, and it's got to be done. You would just see me talking and stuff and sharing updates about my experiences over the weekend to my kids, and my experiences with court. I really do hope that by me sharing my personal experiences and issues, that it will help somebody else that's going through it. I know I could have probably used somebody like myself when I was going through it, but sometimes we can only get the help once we're willing to look for it, or willing to ask for it. So if you do stumble across this video and you've actually stayed along and watched till the end, then I really appreciate it. And yeah, stay tuned. This is just going to be the update of where we are at the moment, as this channel's about 2 weeks old now. So yeah, we're getting somewhere. Still very small channel, but my aim is to hopefully grow this enough that at least it gets a good bit of attention, so that it can reach the people that might need help. I don't really want to be a massive YouTuber. I just want to hopefully help other people, share my experiences, and maybe share some fun times along the way. So if you have reached this far in the video, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe, as it really does help me out. And if you do want to drop something in the comments. I usually ask for a bit of fruit. I've actually kind of running out of fruit ideas off the top of my head. So if you have reached this far in the video, drop mangoes in the comments, and I look forward to seeing the random comment. Thank you. Bye.